Hello everyone. Today we're going to look at building a list with a for loop, and we'll do some of the common list commands, the append, the pop command. Quick disclaimer, this video is for educational purposes, does not promote gambling. We will be building an application that mimics the game blackjack, but I want to emphasize educational purposes. So let's get started here. The first thing we want to do is define our list variable. So you define a list with, on the left hand side we just give it a name, and on the right hand side we do the square brackets. That's all it takes to define a list. Next we're going to define a for loop. So we start with the keyword for. We use our placeholder variable. This is the variable that's going to change as the loop goes through each iteration. And then we're going to define what we want our range to be, what we want to iterate through, what numbers we want to populate this I placeholder variable with. So here I've chosen 2 through 11 to mimic what a card deck does. It's going to start with the number 2. It's not going to reach the number 11. 11 is excluded, so it's going to go 2 through 10, just like a deck of cards would. And instead of pass, we're going to do deck append. So this is how we add to the list. We use .append. So here we've created a list variable. It's an empty list. We do .append, and then we create a way to add these numbers to the list. I'm converting them to strings, which will be apparent in our next step, because we're going to add the jack, queen, king, and ace. And we're going to add everything as strings rather than numbers. So then let's add the jack. We'll do a capital J for jack, capital Q for queen, king, and ace. We're ordering it in the way that you would typically see it. It shouldn't really matter. We're going to shuffle the deck later, so you could order this any way you'd want. We're going to ignore the suit for now because the game of blackjack doesn't use suit. So for simplicity, we're just not going to take it into account. And then we're going to multiply this deck by 4, right? We've generated 13 cards here, and we're just going to multiply all of them by 4. And then you get 4 of each type of card, and that should get us the 52 cards that we need. Let's put a little note for ourselves here. And let's print number of cards here just to verify our. We can use the len command to see how many elements are on the list. Now let's give that a run. Perfect, we got 52 cards in our deck. So we can be pretty certain that this is correct. Next, let's look at the list a little bit more, right? So we could also print the deck. You'll see 2 through ace, 2 through ace, all the way down. Now let's actually shuffle the deck. So Python standard library has a really nice way to shuffle. We use random.shuffle, just as you would expect. So this will jumble up the list a little bit. We can print that as well, see everything side by side. And there you have a shuffled list. Perfect. Next, let's take a look at pulling a card off top of the deck. So we'll use deck, the list.pop. Pop is our command. 0 pulls the top card, so that would pull the 2 in this case. If we didn't put a number in there, it would just automatically pull from the back of the list. But for visual aesthetics, we're going to put it at front. And let's print that top card. And let's also print the deck so you can see that it's physically pulling the card from the deck as well. So you can see here, number of cards 52. We can comment these out just for a little bit less noise. Run it again. Perfect. So there's our shuffled deck. and then we pull the king off the top of the deck, and then we have the same exact deck without the king in it. So this simulates pulling that top card off the deck just like you would in a game of blackjack. So to review what we covered lists, populating lists with the append command, append method, pop method, pulling a card off the list, and using a for loop to build out our lists. So that's all we're going to cover in this video. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.